That's not a sound you want to hear in the elevator. All the fire doors slammed closed. I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna get this dog outside and hope for the best. I'll see you in a minute. That's why it's doing that. Huh. Alright, so there's a fire truck at my house. I mean, there's lots of people that live in my house, so it's not my fault, but come on, baby, let's go, let's walk. Like, I walked into the lobby and there was just like a fireman standing there, and I was like, oh, good morning. So, alright, that's kind of cool. We were talking about firemen yesterday and what a sort of stop and go job it must be. You know, how they get called out to so many different things and so much of the time it's nothing. Like, we were talking about how there had been a fender bender in front of somebody's house and how like 2 fire trucks came and you know how the guys got off the trucks and just sort of like shook their head and then had to get back on and go back home. And yeah, that's gotta be frustrating. I think I'm gonna take this dog to the beach today. She hasn't been to the beach in a long time.
By living like Larry.
Living like Larry.
Living like Larry?
What would Larry do?
What would Larry do?
Alright, here we go on a beach adventure. Come along if you dare. I need to get out of the house. It's going on near 10 a.m. and I don't do well on days when I don't have a lot planned. It gives me time to think about things. I don't like time to think about things. Couple that with the fact that my wife finally texted me back about the registration for the car, and well, one, registration hasn't been paid, so there's no sticker to be had, so that makes me uncomfortable. I won't be able to even try and get a sticker for another day or two because it's a holiday. So I don't know, I just don't like that feeling. And anytime I text with her and have some kind of connection with her, like, it's still like I feel it in my chest. I'm really just ready for her to leave. I'm ready to be done. I responded to her, I responded to the mediator. Just doing that work sucks. We're gonna head to the dog beach and just try and enjoy a little bit of the day, get some exercise for the dog. I love that dog. I love her so much. She was really cute last night. She was just really cuddly. So I had dinner and I was doing some computer stuff and she was just next to me, kind of sitting next to me, and I was petting her. And then I like lied down on the floor and she was like all cuddly up next to me. She's really good company. And I'm trying to ready my heart for the potential eventuality of her getting taken. And it's hard. It's hard to look at her and think like, well, you know, she may take you and she has every right to take you and not a thing I can do about it. It's very easy to get scared at a time like this, to get scared about what she could do or what she will do. There's so much unpredictability and chaos in the whole situation. When she gets upset, you really can't know what's gonna happen. But in my experience, it's never good. When you know someone doesn't take no for an answer well, and you're basically gonna give them a humongous, capital, bold, underlined no. Yeah, I think concerns about the outcome are justified. And I've spoken to people who are like, why are you not sending the counteroffer? And it's because I'm scared. Because, oh, look at that face. Because it's lighting a fuse on a gigantic bomb. Like, you don't know what's gonna happen. And it's hard to put yourself in that situation. You know, if your interest is in self-preservation, my current situation is better than many of the outcomes I'm predicting from after I send this counteroffer. So the easy move is to just wait. And you can put other words to that too. Maybe that's the cowardice move or the chicken move. You know, it's not the boldest move, but there's nothing to say at this moment I have to be bold and make the big, strong move. She has a timeline. She has a deadline. I do not. I'm not pushing an agenda. I'm just not living up to her expectations, which was a driving factor for a long time. I wanted to be worthy of the relationship I had. I wanted to be good for her. I wanted to make sure that she knew how lucky I felt to be with her. And I hope I get to feel that way about someone else again. Because it was inspirational to work hard for a relationship. To feel lucky to have met somebody, and I will be more discerning, of course, but I want that back. That just joyous feeling of being in a relationship with someone good. But as it stands now, I don't have that. And I don't owe that any longer to her. Everything that is now is her design. Everything that is because of her. And the way I am now and the way I'm acting is a reaction to her, to what she did. And I haven't been cruel to her. I haven't been vindictive. I haven't been shouty. You know, I've tried to be as graceful as I can possibly be. And I wonder sometimes if I had gotten more insanely upset and more ragey and wall punchy and stalkery and said mean things and all the things people do in movies and just made a scene somewhere or any of those things that are not in my nature. But had I done those things, might it have impressed upon her more the severity of the situation? I don't know. Does she think it's easier for me than it is because I haven't made some explosive outburst like she would have done? I mean, she's pretty into her own thing, but does she maybe not appreciate restraint? I do wonder that, though. But only a little bit, because as I think about it, she just left. She left and barely, if ever, looked back. So what she thought she was doing to check on me by saying, "I hope you're okay," that's not checking on someone. That's the most superficial of token gestures. That's not real concern. That's not doing the work. She probably thinks it's good enough, but it is not. And this is just another case of there being no right answer. I'm trying to make as informed a decision as I can, and to make as sensible and smart a move as I can, and based on the caring advice of people and the costly advice of my attorney, who is fantastic, I think the route I'm taking makes the most sense. To reiterate, it is challenging for me, and probably for others, to do something that's in your best interests that will simultaneously very much upset a person you've tried a very long time to take care of. It's going to be hard, and it's going to be volatile, and when she sees my offer, it's going to be bad. All right, relax. We are almost here. Shh. It's okay. We are going to the beach. I would not set you up to... No, oh my goodness. Let me park the car. Oh, look at that. Nailed the parallel park. Okay. Somebody very much wants to go to the beach. I'll check in with you more in a little bit, but thanks for hanging out and listening, because it just really helps me get things out of my head. I'll see you more in a minute. I wanted to come back to the scene of the crime so you could see where I lost my old phone. I was gonna say it was a day just like today. And stupid me, I'm walking in the water again. But it was here. It was along that fence right there. I took my phone out of my pocket and see all those waves coming in? A big one had just crashed and was headed back out, and I bobbled the phone. I just slipped out of my hands, and before it could even hit the sand, whoop, it was swept out to sea. And there, right behind me, there, last place I saw my old phone. And I think this might be one of the first times I'm back to this beach since I lost that phone, because, well, it was pretty traumatic. It was traumatic because, well, honestly, because the whole history of my relationship was on that phone. Because every text message my wife and I had ever sent each other was on that phone. And I cannot find a backup to restore from. So it's all gone. My whole text relationship with my wife is gone. 7 years of that, and that sucks, you know, because those are really good times. And I don't know that I would have sat and read it all again, but you know, to have the option to would have been nice, and it's gone, out of my hands. You know, the pictures were backed up, so I didn't lose a whole lot in the way of images, which is great, but to lose your relationship in actuality and then to lose the record of that relationship, that was a rough night, rough couple days. I definitely suffered after that. I just feel okay here. You know, we're on the cusp of things today. I think I'll probably send my counteroffer in a little while, and I'm concerned. I can't actually see the screen very well. It's quite bright out. Well, she likes to be close to me. I'll take that as a compliment. You know, the mediator just wrote back to me and said, hey, email the offer to her and my wife at the same time. You know, it's just pulling the trigger. It's that moment where you're sitting at the computer and you have the email written and you have the, you know, the pointer right over the send button, and you just sort of like, and screw it. Click, and it goes, and then come what may. And I'm just not at that come what may moment yet. I know it's coming, and maybe it's a control thing, you know, maybe right now I just feel like I have control over when it begins. You know, right now nothing happens till I hit send, and it's comfortable. In all the discomfort, that is comfortable. And I know the minute I hit send, it's all out of control and crazy, and lawyers and money, and my financial future could go to crap, and things I didn't anticipate could go badly, and it'll just get bad, and I'll suffer again. Which is not to say I can't suffer. Like, I'm used to suffering, and that I'm not a martyr, but like, I just don't want to. Like, why would you put yourself in that position? And that's what I'm wrestling with right now, is a belief that after the suffering, it will truly get better. After we deal with this divorce, she'll go away. I will be able to refocus my life. But I don't know with certainty that that will be the case. No, I don't know that I'll end up financially okay. I don't know how mean she could be. I just don't know. You know, so you try and act with intelligence and wisdom, but I just don't know right now. I don't know what's smart. I mean, moving forward is smart, I guess. I don't know. I just keep saying I don't know at the beach looking at the waves. Corgi? That's dramatic, I like that. So, I'm gonna walk a lap or two on the beach and just sort of think about things, and then at some point I'll go home and I guess pull the trigger. Start the process. And I was talking to somebody this morning and I was telling them how I have these folders on my desktop called Breakup Movie April, Breakup Movie May, Breakup Movie June, Breakup Movie July, Breakup Movie August, and I just started Breakup Movie September. And how much stuff there is there. You know, just in terms of content generated from this crappy breakup. And the person was like, be careful with that. It's so funny. Everyone has an opinion. I hope I have the courage to publish. It's also strange to me when I have people telling me that they know I'd take her back if she came back, even now. And I don't know if that's a motivational tool. You know, I don't know if it's people being like, if I say something so terrible, he definitely won't do it. But it's a strange thing to tell somebody who's wrestling with recovery. Like, oh, you're doing so well, you're stronger than you think you are, but I know you'd take her back if she came back. Like, thanks. Thank you for your perspective. I don't know what to do with that. That's not so bad. I have this impulse, and we've talked about it some, but I have this impulse to just want to buy new things for the new place, to shed my skin, you know, to shed my old life in the way that she shed it, and just spend money I don't have to start over, you know, furnish a place clean, and have it be about me and my aesthetic and what I want, and not about memories of the past with her. And of course I can't, but it's you know, it's that petulant fight again. You know, the like, but I want to. You can't, so stop it. I think it's that comparative mind thing again. She gets to do that. Essentially leave it all behind and start again. I'm part of the left behind. And I think, you know, in my brain, I want to get to leave it all behind too. Except I can't because I don't have money. And I think what adds the sting to that is she's left it all behind for 6 months. It's just about the 6-month anniversary tomorrow, I think. So she gets to leave it all behind for 6 months and live with him, move into his house, and then live wherever they lived next, and lived wherever they lived after that, and apparently buy some really nice property up north, each of which has been painful for me to deal with. And then after 6 months, she gets to come back into my life, you know, what she's left behind, and try to pick and choose what she wants to carry forward now, which of course happens to be all of the nice things. And that stings. She abandons everything and then gets to sort of tiptoe through and be like, I would like the nice plates and the nice knives, and I would like that framed photograph of me and the nice couches. Yeah. I know it's fair. You have to divide up your stuff. It just feels unfair. It feels like if you go away for 6 months and leave everything behind, you forfeit it. You've been able to live without your stuff. You've left your household behind. I'm just sounding whiny about it. I'll be honest, the first stop I'm making right now is I'm going to a store that sells lighting, because they're probably not going to be open because it's a holiday, but I want to see a Ptolemaeo lamp in person and see if they're actually that cool. And I want to get 2 of them as bedside tables. I believe you've met my travel companion, Winnie. She and I are going to the new place. I want to set up a shelf in the closet and unpack a container or 2 just to be a little bit more, or to start the process of feeling a little moved in. Nothing major, but I feel like, you know, a few baby steps every day help me to get moved in slowly without it being a panic. Yeah. I'm gonna make a list tonight of what I think I'll need to live there. You know, because I have these fantasies about all the things I want to buy. It's loud. All the things I want to buy, and I don't have money. You know, but a lot of the cooking pots were, excuse me, belonged to my wife before we got married. So I'm wondering if she's gonna be like, "Oh, those are all mine." You know, and if all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, oh crap, I need stuff. So, hi, good girl. You know, she indicated that she wants the vacuum, which means I'm gonna move into a new place with a dog and not a vacuum. So then, what kind of vacuum do you need? Do you buy a cheap one? Do you buy a nice one? Like, Dyson vacuums are like $400 to $500. That's crazy when you need a whole bunch of other stuff. But when you have a dog that sheds like this one, is that a worthwhile investment? I don't know. I mean, we've had a Dyson vacuum for probably 6 years and it's been tremendous. So I'd like one, but you know, I'd like a lot of things. From a stuff perspective, which is really, really superficial, I realize that. But from a stuff perspective, it was really nice to be in a place with her where we didn't really need anything. You know, we had a household set up and it was good. Our pots and pans just worked. We had what we needed. We had a vacuum. Like, the bed is good and the sheets are comfortable and the towels are fine. Like, everything's fine. And now all of a sudden, you know, you take your collective whole and divide it up, and it's like, well, now I have to buy a vacuum? You know, now I have to buy, I don't know, you know, she wants all of the wine glasses, all of them. So I have to buy wine glasses? You know, it's such a weird situation. We had a bed and a dresser and bedside tables and lamps. Like, the bedroom was done, and now all of a sudden it's like, well, she wants the dresser and the lamps. So it's like, now I have to buy lamps? Like, and I like lamps, you know, like that's fun and everything, but I mean, one, it's the money, and two, it's the thinking and the processing. Like, now I have to decide what kind of lamps will look good in my new house. I don't know. I mean, on one hand, like, any source of light should be fine. And on the other hand, you know, I want something that looks nice. And then on the third hand, things that look nice are expensive. So then, so what do you do? And I have a finite amount of money, and I have no idea what the legal cost of getting divorced is going to be, so I can't just blow all my money on lamps, you know, like that would be ludicrous. Well, cool, we're gonna go upstairs and set up a shelf and unpack a little and just get her used to the going in and out from the place, so that at some point she'll be like, this is my home. We'll see in a little bit. It's only 8:30, but it feels much later. We just came to the new place for a little bit. I got some shelves set up and some unpacking done, and she just spent some time there with me, and she rubbed her face on the new rug, and we're doing the things you need to do to make a place feel like home for people and for dogs. It's good. Having the luxury of being able to move slowly from one place to another, there really is a certain peace of mind with that. There's less stress. You know, I can set things up the way I want, and I'm not spending money foolishly on things I don't need. You know, I repurposed some shelves from storage that are perfect. You know, they look good, they hold things well, and now I didn't have to spend money I didn't want to spend. Having everything in one room does feel strangely finite. And it'll be fine, like I will adjust, it will be fine, but where I live now, like, if you're in the kitchen, you are in the kitchen, and like, each room feels different. There's a front entryway, and a kitchen, and a living room, and a bedroom, and at the new place they will all be combined into one, and it'll be okay. It's just strange to be able to see everything from one space, but truthfully, I pretty much spend all my time at home in one space anyway. I'm usually in the living room. I don't usually go into bed until I've already fallen asleep at the computer or on the couch, so it's not like I lounge around the bedroom. I get why people do Murphy beds, because it's like, well, pull the bed out when you're gonna use it and then put it away and you have more room for activities. And here's the trick, it's 8:30 and I'm a little hungry, and I was thinking about going and getting some food, and I need to stop doing that. I need to stop just spending money on food just wildly. Like, I don't have that kind of disposable income. Oh, see, I still look for the white car. She's not gonna come back. She'll never be back. She's gone forever. Today was an okay day. It was made okay by friends and family, people I talked to that kept me all right. I had a great trip to the beach. I really love that little dog. She's the, you see her? She's kind of the greatest thing. I got some stuff done. I watched a movie. Not a good movie. I watched Deadpool 2. I'd rented it last night and I started it, maybe made it 12 minutes in, I fell asleep. So I thought, I paid to rent it, so I watched it again today. It was fine. But because I'm broken, and because I think his wife in the movie is super pretty, towards the end, as he got reunited with her, I got a little teary. And I'm not proud of that, but it was just, I'm such a sucker right now for two people who love each other, who seem to have chemistry, or just two people who want to be together and get together. I miss it so bad that when I see other people have it, it affects me. It affects me every single time. And it's a weird thing. I don't really want it to not affect me because it's beautiful and it's love and I want that. I guess that's what it does. It points out on a more relatable level everything I don't have right now, and what I thought I used to have, and what is just absent. And I hope I find somebody special. And in talking to somebody today, I realized I haven't gotten anywhere this year. I haven't been on a plane. The farthest I've gone this year has been to Los Angeles. The day that my super amazing friend took me up there to watch airplanes and just feel okay. That feels crazy. I used to travel so much. Like, we would travel a lot and go on cool trips and just do things. And I haven't. I'm hoping I can go to Adobe Max in October, but that would be in LA. And I wanted to run the half marathon in November, and that would be San Francisco. I have no Thanksgiving plans, and I have no Christmas plans. But I guess we'll just trudge forward first and see how this marriage ends. And then we'll work out the rest. Woo! Alright, well, I'm gonna go upstairs with the dog and make some popcorn. So I will, maybe I'll see you in a little bit, or I will see you tomorrow. Have a fabulous evening.